Okay, so in this first video, I'm going to explain the answers and solutions to the Assessment 2 on Basic Algebra and Algebraic Manipulation. This is in Type 1. If you refer to your paper, test paper, the number 1 is all about translating statements to mathematical expressions. Let's start with number 1A. So in number 1A, so what we want to do is to express the sum of A, B, and C. So the sum means to add, or it's the result of addition. So we are going to add A, B, and C. So that is simply A plus B plus C. So that's how you translate the sum of A, B, and C. In letter B, we need to subtract F from the square of G. Okay, so coming from the square of G, that's a G squared, you are going to subtract F from it. So subtract F from the square of G is G squared minus F. Note, F minus G squared is wrong because that means you're subtracting G squared from F. But the statement clearly says subtract F from the square of G. In letter C, we need to express the product of 3m and n plus 1. So the product is the result of multiplication. So that means we have to multiply 3m and n plus 1. In algebra, when you multiply algebraic expressions, it is enough for you to have, so this is your 3m. Then when you multiply, you can place a parenthesis, or you can use a parenthesis for the n plus 1. This expression is already the translation for the product of 3m and n plus 1. The next step is basically the simplified version of it, and it comes from distributing 3m to n. So 3m times n is 3mn. 3m times 1 is 3m. Now, since our goal is just to translate expressions into mathematical expressions, then if you have written 3m times n plus 1 as your answer, then that is already considered correct. Okay, letter D. In letter D, we want to express the quotient of x plus 3 and x plus y. Now, since it is arranged in such a way that x plus 3 was stated as x plus y, or before x plus y, we could assume that the x plus 3 is being divided by x plus y. Now, quotient, by the way, is the result of division. So we have the expression x plus 3 divided by x plus y. Now note that we're not using this symbol anymore for division, although we may use that for some expressions, but it is already enough for us to just use this bar, okay, to symbolize division. Okay, so division in algebraic expressions act like as if they're fractions. They're actually fractions, but when you see fractions, you interpret that as the numerator divided by the denominator. Okay, so again, the quotient of x plus 3 and x plus y can be written as x plus 3 over x plus y. Finally, we want to express twice p, so twice p divided by the difference of q and r. So if you try to understand the statement, the twice of p will be divided by something. Divided by what? Divided by the difference of q and r. So twice p means 2p. Divide means you create a fraction. So divided by the difference. The difference is the result of subtraction. So we are subtracting q and r. So that's q minus r. So again, the twice p divided by the difference of q and r is simply 2p over q minus r. Okay, so that's D. These are the answers to the number 1 of Assessment 2 on Basic Algebra and Algebraic Manipulation Type 1. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to explain the solution to number 2. That's it.